But these guys, you're right, it's night and day. You're going to have guys that are better in the wet than they are in the dry. We'll probably see some guys that might place better this time around.
Well, now, Danny, we're up here in the climate-controlled commentary booth. Last year, you were down there doing this. A good friend of mine, Adam Bailey, is down there doing it. 30-second board is sideways. Have a look at the rain pouring. Wow. And the gate is down.
Watch this first turn. There's a good chance people might spin out, slide out, crash out, something. No, they've made a fool of it.
Wow, how did they make it through? This is almost like they made it through smoother.
Bobbing up the front. How about it? The 338 as the thunder roars outside. What a start by Bobbing there. Is Cunningham, almost lost it off that last jump.
Now, the whoops is going to tell the tale. This is where it gets very, very slippery. Unless you're one of the top guys, it is so rock hard. And then we saw that looked to be Luke Arbon getting all kinds of out of control through the whoops.
I'll tell you another thing. None of these guys are really expecting this rain. Now, it's not that heavy, but it's just, back in the background, there is Monia going down. A front wheel washout. So is Potter involved in that, and everyone piles up behind him. That's the simple mistakes that can happen on this halfback. In the background again. That was Cunningham off the side of the track. This track is becoming so slippery like an ice rink, and these guys are rocking and rolling like drunken sailors everywhere, but it doesn't stop Cunningham jumping into that rhythm section.
Now, let's not forget, there's so many things you can do on a motocross bike to try to set it up for the conditions. You can change your tyres to wet weather tyres. You can reset your suspension completely, drop the forks, all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
Have a look at that. These guys have not had time to go back to the pits and make these changes on the bike.
And not only that, they're ready for a dry race with their goggles and stuff. They're not going to have the tear-offs on. They're going to run out of vision after so many laps. We might even see a few of the guys actually ripping off their goggles just so they can see, because this water sticks all over the lens, makes it very hard to see, and these guys have got it very, very tough indeed. But Bobbing, I tell you what, he's a big, strong boy through them whoops.
Well, a rider that will not run out of vision, it thinks, whoa! Lawson bobbing completely sideways and electing not to jump the triple. That is how slippery it was leading up to it.
Have a look at the lead now he's got. There was obviously a mistake once again by, it was Cunningham back there in second. There he is in the background, so another mistake. Harrison in there in third place.
All right, let's take a look at the whole shot replay here, guys. Tipping it into the first turn, and we see Lawson bopping and a very clear whole shot there. And he turned on a dime.
Didn't he? What an inside line. Gary Reid, you're in the middle of all this, slipping and sliding.
Well, down here in the pit, Scotty Bannon, Brendan Harrison's just come past. Guys, here he goes. Scott Bannon, Brendan Harrison's boss. You're a privateer. You put an absolute truckload of your own money into this. Hometown, how good was the race victory?
It's sick, we've had a pretty ordinary year. We've come home strong, and it's good to give the sponsors something back for all the money and help they put into us, It's a good feeling. It's the rain to piss off, that's all.
All right, well, the Raiders here to stay on tape, but Brendan Harrison, not bad. Sitting in third position at the moment, Scotty Bannon.
True Aussie right there as we see Harrison on the screen going around, still running back there in third place, so he's still set up for a good position overall if he can come away with this one. Over in the background there was Bobbing still commanding the lead in front of Cunningham. A little bit of a slide out by Harrison. Now, I'll tell you, he is struggling through these whoops.
Now, how is the Danny Ham maths calculator going on in his head at the moment? Are we on track by thinking if results stay the same, Lawson bopping will come out on top?
No, you know what? I'm going to have to disagree with you. I think Cunningham might come away with a couple of points win over Bopping, but the real battle's going to be for that third minor position, and it's tight at the moment, I tell you.
Well, let's just keep an eye on that. We'll try to keep you guys up to date as we know. It is getting slicker and slicker by the minute, and our leader at the moment, Lawson Bopping, is doing a great job on his development Suzuki.
Yeah, Hogs, I believe I took my first race victory in the wet. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember
I just cleared out.
Well, yes, I think I was leading till I crashed through the whoops, and then you roosted me on the way through. Is that what you're saying?
Is that what it was? Yes, of course. These victories, you just can't let go, can you? It's in the past, Lee. Let go, all right?
I've let go, you need to.
Lawson bobbing, with a big mistake, over jumping into the combo section, into the woods. We are on lap 4 or 5, so there's only 2 to go.
You know what? When it's conditions like this, you need to accept and understand that the bike's going to do some funny things. It's riders that don't let it all hang out. They tend to struggle in conditions like this. When it's slippery, you've got to let the bike have its head. You've got to let it do what it wants to do. Keep it under control, but don't fight it. You end up crashing.
Yeah, it is a tough time to ride in these wet conditions. It's completely different, isn't it? You've really got to be on the edge of out of control, but still in control. It's got to be loose is fast. That's the way it's got to be.
Now, you just saw Lawson bopping there. Very, very very slick, shiny parts of the track, he's staying just to the right or just to the left of that. What that does gives you so much more traction. The master of that technique is Chad Reed. He does it so well, and if this rain keeps up, which I think it will, we're going to see more of that later on.
It's only still drizzling down, so it's just enough to be annoying to all these guys and make it very slippery. Last lap board now for Lawson Bobbing.